straight and understand that the parents created this. And by the way, all this is breaking the law. This is what I want. You have parents
Own the road with this aggressive new wide-body design offering maximum performance in road.
To see, in order to arrange traffic down the road, in order to arrange an easier passage for other family members, in order to eventually access all the social programs.
Own the road with this aggressive new wide-body design offering.
Average median American
Own the road with this aggressive new wide-body design offering maximum performance in road handling. The 2011 Impreza delivers full-throttle fun and performance with a powerful boxer engine.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive sends power from the Subaru Boxer engine to each wheel, providing superior driving performance and enhanced traction.
In danger, and now we're supposed to pay for it?
Own the road with this aggressive
It's our fault that you broke the law and put your kids in danger, and now you want us to pay you.
So it could be close to $1 million a family. There are
$1 million.
940 claims.
There is going to be, you won't believe how many people are going to be storming this program. It's going to be millions and millions and millions of people.
Oh, yeah, a story like this is going to make big news.
I told you I heard a Border Patrol agent say the other day that they've documented people from 165 countries. This is not just a Mexican thing or Central America or anything. 165 countries. Out of 189. It's absolutely nuts.
When we come back, we are crestfallen that Governor Dippity-Doo is not going to go to Scotland for the climate talks. That whole nonsense begins on Sunday. Biden's already there. We'll talk about it coming up.
John and Ken, KFI, Deborah Marquez.
LA County Sheriff Villanueva has declared an imminent threat to public safety because of the county's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The sheriff says the mandate is causing a reduction in staffing, which will have an impact on response time and the potential closure of stations. Villanueva says the department already follows strict COVID-19 protocols, so the mandate isn't necessary. He says he is close to losing 20 to 30% of his workforce. The LAPD is warning parents across Southern California to be on the lookout for street racing this Halloween weekend.
LAPD's Brian Wenley says street racing takeovers referred to as sideshows are on the rise in the region. And the fact that the holiday lands on a Sunday comes with an increased warning for parents.
We know that the sideshows take off. They call it Sunday Fun Day. They gather. Sundays are always the heaviest days.
He says when police show up to these events, drivers often take off in every direction, trying to get away.
And that's what led to the tragic death that we know about on Sataquai Sunday night, again on a Sunday night.
He is urging parents that hear street racing activity to load their kids up and leave. In Northridge, Blake Trolley, KFI News.
The news is brought to you by Cunning Dental.
Serving 6 terms in Congress has been an honor of a lifetime.
A Republican congressman who voted to impeach President Trump over the attack on the Capitol in January says he will not run for re-election next year. Congressman Adam Kinzinger says he wants to make a difference in the country and has been disappointed by leaders who don't lead.
In Congress, I've witnessed how division is heavily rooted. There's little to no desire to bridge our differences, and unity is no longer a word we use.
He is one of the 2 Republicans on the House's January 6th committee. President Biden has told French President Emmanuel Macron the U.S. was clumsy, as Biden put it, in setting up a secret submarine deal with Australia and the U.K.
It was not done with a lot of grace. I was under the impression certain things had happened that hadn't happened.
Macron talked about the future.
What really matters now is what we will do together in the coming weeks, the coming months, the coming years.
The submarine contract left France in the lurch because France believed it had a similar deal with Australia. We have a crash on the 210 in Duarte.
Eastbound side of the 210 freeway, that's going to be before you get to Buena Vista. It looks like everything just cleared to the shoulder, but it's still causing, well, it's adding to a backup, I should say, all the way back at around the 134. That's going to stay heavy on over to about Fruit Street, getting into Laverne. Also seeing delays on the westbound side from about Sunflower over to the 605, and then again, pretty heavy from Rosemead Boulevard over to Fair Oaks, getting into Pasadena. Westbound side of the 91 freeway just before Studebaker. I saw the car move to the right shoulder here, but that's going to be a heavy ride from Beach Boulevard. Things are also heavy if you're heading along the 22, eastbound side getting through Garden Grove, starting at Magnolia. That's going to be pretty crowded over to the 57. And things are pretty jammed up on the eastbound 91 getting through Anaheim Hills from just before Weir Canyon over to Green River. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Owen.
Want to sell your house or condo real fast, real easy? Call Seller's Advantage, and they'll buy your home as is for cash.
Yeah, I had a different commercial. But we'll go ahead.
Oh, you're right. I turned the page.
Shades. Yeah.
You want to do Sweet Jameson?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Take your time.
I mean, you can still use seller's advantage. But we'll
Well,
tell you
you'll
more
have
about
to
that
up in a
later.
few minutes, so we'll tell you all about it.
Sure. Now, with Sweet James, a serious accident that injures you can change your life in an instant.
See that? Sweet James accident attorneys know firsthand how unjust and unfair the legal system is to victims of accidents.
That's why their army of winning and passionate attorneys, they fight for thousands of injured accident victims every day. A lot of fighting. Make sure that you get your medical treatment, help with your car, and settle for the most amount of money possible.
Yeah, and many of them are KFI listeners who have benefited from Sweet James. You do not want to take this on alone. In fact, an independent study has revealed that the average person got over 3 times the money with the right accident attorney than without. And who's the right accident attorney? Yeah, Sweet James.
Insurance companies say they're on their side, but they're not.
They say they're on their side. Say they're on your side.
Oh, insurance companies say they're on your side. You know what? I skipped lunch.
Oh,
and my brain is. I'm going into
You were supposed to
Bidenville.
bring Deborah
I
fries.
know, and he did not.
I know. I didn't have time, so there was no lunch for me, no fries for her.
Ray, get him lunch.
Anyway, if you're ever hurt in an accident, call Sweet James. 800-500-5200. 800-500-5200. SweetJames.com.
Southland weather from KFI, partly cloudy and cooler tomorrow. Highs low to mid-70s for Metro LA, mid-70s to around 80 in the valleys, mid to upper 70s for inland OC, upper 70s to low 80s in the IE. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Deborah Mark.
Ah, girl, thank you. You're a lifesaver. No problem. There's always something with my car. I love a new car like yours. Actually, it's not new. It's a Toyota certified used car. Wow, looks new, drives great. Oh, that's because Toyota inspects them top to bottom. Gives them great warranties. And, you know, it's a Toyota. Huh. Mind dropping me off at a Toyota dealer? Good move.
The best new cars do make the best used cars. And now, get 1.99 APR on any used Camry, Corolla, RAV4, or any of the Prius family. Along with a 160-point inspection, you get a 12-month or 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty and 7 years of roadside assistance from the date of purchase. For all warranties, see dealer for details. Not all customers will qualify. Limited term financing through Toyota Financial Services. Must take delivery from Toyota Certified Used Vehicle Dealer stock by midnight November 1st. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
As a UPS warehouse worker, you can build a career to be proud of with a team that has your back. UPS is hiring, starting at $18 per hour. Apply at upsjobs.com/shift. Make the shift. Make a difference.
What if you didn't have a boss? What if you didn't work for anybody, but you worked for everybody? Where would that take you? Free your career on the world's work marketplace. Upwork. Up we go.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special. At Ralph's, we've got a huge selection of high-quality meats on top of fresh, natural produce, like fresh, never-frozen prime-grade beef and our Simple Truth organic Brussels sprouts, or delicious king crab legs with our private selection gourmet potatoes. I say that doubly fast. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
You'll enjoy free grocery delivery on orders over $35 with the Delivery Savings Pack. It's only $79 a year, so sign up today at Ralphs.com.
Get ready for Halloween by hiding your eyes. Just like every day. KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
John Cobelt and Ken Shanko, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Get that man some food. There's one way to go with this show.
I know. So I feel weak.
That used to be one of my favorite things, though, when the food comes on a day like this because you didn't eat, and Ray would get you pizza or something.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel, like what I would hear from across the table.
Yeah.
Pizza's gone in like 5 seconds.
That's what you're going to get today, because I am hungry.
What happened? Just got caught up in your...
No, I had something I had to attend, and just a long drive, and there was no food.
Sad news. Beyond John being hungry. Governor Dippity Doo is not going to go to Scotland. He is not going to attend the United Nations Climate Change Conference. He has bowed out to his family obligations. Neither is the wife. Jennifer Seibel, Newsom.
Well, what did I say? I called this yesterday.
The first partner.
I said there's no way they should be leaving, he and the wife leaving for Sweden for this climate nonsense.
It's Scotland.
Where? It's all Sweden, okay?
Why should they not be?
Because they have 4 kids at home. They should be home taking care of their kids.
You did say that.
It's Halloween weekend. What's going on?
Yeah, the conference begins tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it goes 2 weeks. He could go later.
On Halloween weekend, he and the wife are leaving the kids behind? That's not.
But he's the leader in climate change.
We're not leader in anything.
We did.
We're 41st place.
But no, we have all this legislation.
41st place.
The other people are going, though. The Assembly Speaker, more than a dozen other state legislators are going.
Okay.
Newsom's senior climate advisor, there's a job, Lauren Sanchez is going. The head of the state EPA, I didn't even know there was such a thing, Jared Blumenfeld. The head of the state natural resources agency is going, Mr. Wade Crowfoot. And, of course, the college chair, Leanne Randolph.
Okay. It's the useless bureaucrats conference. That's all it is. Who are these people? What do they do all day?
Yeah, it's a chance to sit there and just rub elbows. I mean, Biden will be there. Probably some John Kerry. Some stars will probably go. Oh, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is supposed to go.
Oh, that's fake, phony. What, he's got it?
Fake, phony.
Does he have a private plane with 25 models aboard?
They,
Get out of here. Oh, all right. Biden today in Rome?
Yeah, he went to see the Pope.
85-car entourage. 85 cars. Now, if this Looney Tune really was terrified of the climate change situation, would you have 85 cars puttering around in Rome traffic? What is that about? 85 to go see the Pope?
Of aides, military officials, and medical officials?
What is it?
I found it hard to believe, too. 10 cars, but 85? What?
That must be a lot of doctors. They must be really worried about it.
Biden travels in what they call the Beast, and his motorcade typically includes a second fully armored presidential limo. Then there's special communications vehicles, an ambulance, police escorts, and vehicles containing armed agents.
Yeah.
Along with vans of dopey photographers and press people.
What kind of threat did they get? That's 85 cars stuck in traffic, idly, spewing out greenhouse gases.
This is the leader of the free world.
Why didn't he do it over Zoom like everybody else? Seriously, I'm saying they don't really care about this stuff. It's an excuse for a vacation.
Yeah, even a Washington Post journalist tweeted out video of the large motorcade. Even they were offended.
Well, because it's a crazy, hypocritical situation. That's what it is. They don't really mean it. It's private planes, it's limousines, it's entourages, motorcades. That's what this is, from Rome to Scotland.
Oh, yeah, looking at the pictures. Yeah, there was a lot of, I guess they count the motorcycles, too?
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all idling outside the Vatican waiting for the meeting. Because
that's a 75-minute meeting.
Right. So the whole time, all those engines were running. Remember that fake and fraud Kevin DeLeon? Remember what we found out a few years ago? He'd come to L.A., he had passed some phony baloney climate bill, right? And Eric Leonard, at the time, documented that while he was giving his speech in the hot sun, babbling about global warming, his big SUV ran for 3 hours, idling in the parking lot, waiting for him.
So they wanted to keep it cool.
And yeah, they wanted to keep the air conditioning on for him. And we're not making this up. This really happened. We had a whole series of stories on it. These people don't believe what they're saying. What this is, though, what DeLeon did is he helped pass bills that would bring in more tax revenue. Shake down the gas and oil companies. Drive up our electricity bills, our gasoline bills. That's why they did it, so they could get more money and scare you and shame you into feeling bad if you oppose it.
So, CNN had this story today that there's a lot of young people suffering from climate anxiety.
Oh, this is so rich.
The mental health burden that a warming world puts on our children and youth. Recent research showed for the first time that this psychological distress is linked to feelings of government betrayal and being lied to by leaders who are failing to take adequate climate action. Is this really true that people in their 20s spend all day thinking about the climate?
I think it's been beaten into them since they were in first grade. I think unbeknownst to us, like critical race theory, the precursor to this.
Yeah, but you have kids in this age group. Are they ever talking about this stuff?
Oh, yeah. Well,
they are?
but they reject it, but they got hammered with it.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
No, well,
it affects their ability to eat, concentrate, work, sleep, study, spend time in nature, play, and have fun and enjoy relationships.
Yeah, no, my kids are a little tougher than that, but...
half of the global average of respondents said that their thoughts and feelings about climate change negatively affect their daily life.
Yeah. Well, when you've been told every day that the world is going to end and you're going to die, and all the birds are going to die, and the fish are going to die, and the animals are going to die, everybody's going to die, we're all going to burn to death, we're all going to overheat, we're all going to run out of water. I mean, listen, you just turn on the news if you're an average person, and you are bombarded with scary stories, right? Superstorms, hurricanes and tornadoes and heat waves and lack of water.
Doesn't that become background noise after a while to people?
I think as you get older it does. But I think young people, this is the indoctrination. This is a religious indoctrination. I remember my mom told me, because she was a devout Catholic as a little kid, right? She had immigrant parents. And she said they got hammered by the nuns every day. That if you did something wrong, you'd have little black dots on your soul, right? And eventually your whole soul would turn black and fall off. And my mother said she walked around as a kid constantly worried that her soul was turning black. Because kids don't know any better. So we have a generation of kids who've been told every day, we're going to burn to death, we're going to run out of water, the planet's going to overheat, all the animals are going to die, all the trees are going to die, we're going to die. They have really hammered this on. You've got to do something about it, and the government's the only one who can fix it, and worship the government. And now they find out these are a bunch of lying, thieving, hysterical, hypocritical politicians who don't care about the climate. You got Joe Biden running around with 85 cars, okay? Stop it. Of course they're going to get disappointed. They're going to get depressed because they believe climate change is a religion. It is taught as a religion. Children are indoctrinated as a religion. Now you're having a whole generation having a panic attack because the world is not what they were told. They found out that most of the adults don't give a crap about climate change, and most people don't really believe it.
Somebody in their 20s, even if the doom predicted is correct, they'll probably live out the rest of their life before things become...
It shows you the emotional damage that all these crackpots in our education system have inflicted on young people.
Strange. All right. We got a lot to come. After 3 o'clock, we've got a battle going on over a school board. This is Los Alamitos. We played for you yesterday the president of that school board, after one of the parents spoke about vaccine mandates and vaccine mask mandates. She said her time was up and then thought her mic was off and uttered an F-U. That has got people really worked up now to get rid of the school board or certainly do something with this president. We're going to talk to one of the Los Alamitos parents after 3 o'clock. They're organizing something for Monday. More coming up.
Johnny Kane, KFI, and Deborah Marquez News.
Applications are now being accepted for the City of LA's Guaranteed Basic Income Program, $1,000 a month for a year to residents who are at or below the federal poverty line. Small businesses impacted financially by the oil spill off the Huntington Beach coast are eligible to get federal disaster loans. A judge in Washington, D.C. has blocked the Biden administration from firing federal workers who have sued over religious exemptions to COVID-19 vaccines. Trouble on the 5 next.
All right, so what are we doing now?
If you want to sell your house or condo for cash, fast and easy, call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy your home as is for cash.
That's correct. That is the correct one. With Seller's Advantage, there's no realtor fees or commissions, no escrow fees, no repairs needed, no open houses, no strangers walking through your home, sometimes nude. They buy your house or condo for cash.
Well, David and Doug from Seller's Advantage, they did just buy a house from one of our KFI listeners. Of course, the guy wanted to sell. He met with a couple of real estate agents, then he sat down, talked to Seller's Advantage, he compared the numbers, and yes, he went with Seller's Advantage.
And he ended up with the same money, the same bottom line, and he didn't have to do any repairs. There's no headaches. There's no open houses, no hassle. Working with Seller's Advantage, he said, was the easiest real estate transaction he's ever completed.
So if you are considering selling your home, do this. Call Seller's Advantage and see how much your house is worth.
Call now, free quote, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS.
DRE number 01961658. Go to sellersadvantage.com.
Did you know that your local grocery outlet is independently owned and operated by folks in your community? This allows them to better serve their customers and give back to their communities. Stop by your local grocery outlet today.
Southland weather from KFI, partly cloudy tomorrow, highs low 70s to low 80s. This report is brought to you by Grocery Outlet. We have a crash on the 5 in Pacoima.
Side of the 5 as you're approaching the 118. 2 right lanes are shut down here. Things are pretty heavy from Sheldon, also affecting the northbound side of the 170. That's going to be extra heavy just beyond the Sherman Way on over to the 5. Things are going to be busy if you're heading south on the 101, coming away from Parkway Calabasas over to the 134. Jammed again from about Highland on over to the 10 freeway. Northbound side is going to be heavy off and on all the way from the 5 freeway over to about Reseda Boulevard. Heading through Orange County, things are going to be pretty slow on the 55 northbound side from the 73 over to the 5. And if you're heading into the Riverside area, eastbound side of the 60 freeway approaching the 215-91 merge, looks like there is a crash here in lane, so you're going to see it back up there from Valley Way. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Owen.
This report is sponsored by Memorial Care Long Beach Medical Center. Memorial Care Long Beach Medical Center is the only hospital in southern LA and Orange counties with Excelsius GPS, an advanced technology that improves accuracy, precision, and outcomes for spine surgery patients. Learn more at memorialcare.org/spine surgery.
Looking for a good investment? Want to reduce uncertainty, financial risk, and hedge inflation? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's Prime Real Estate Development Fund. Steady monthly cash flow payouts with double-digit targeted returns. Solid, affordable, high-demand home and apartment assets back you. New construction built where housing is badly needed and demand booming. Substantial properties already built and selling right now supporting you. Short and long-term strategies with steady cash flow and appreciation anticipated. An industry leader with a 15-year track record of 3 million square feet built and a pipeline of $1.7 billion of new property in progress. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. NMLS ID 128231. Equal housing lender. Non-licensed in all states, including New York. Offer based on loans over $250,000. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions.
What's better than a mortgage interest rate and APR in the 2s? How about a cash-out refi with an interest rate and APR in the 2s? At Cash Call Mortgage, our customers are getting the cash they need from their home's equity and getting a low interest rate and APR in the 2s. Imagine refinancing your mortgage to a rate and APR in the 2s and taking cash out for the things in life you need. At Cash Call Mortgage, we'll even pay the title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Home values have soared and interest rates are at all-time lows. But the clock is ticking on how long these rates and APRs will stay this low. Imagine a mortgage rate in the 2s and some extra cash in your pocket. For a free quote to see if you qualify, go to cashcallmortgage.com or call us today. Call 800-633-0861. That's 800-633-0861. 800-633-0861.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2+ lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you.
Offer valid for new customers on 2+ unlimited lines. Direct and internet required. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/2021. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
There's no shortage of ways Norm Reed's Honda Superstore works to get you a super new Honda. Whether you shop in our showroom, complete your deal online, or custom order, you'll always get super prices, super selection, and a super experience. And regardless of where you lease your Honda, return it to one of our 5 Honda Lease Return Super Center locations for a super upgrade experience. Plus, every new Norm Reed's Honda is backed by our exclusive price protection guarantee, which states if you can find the same new Honda for less within 5 days, Norm Reed's will pay you the difference or buy your vehicle back. Visit our super award-winning Norm Reed's Honda Superstore location in Huntington Beach, West Covina, the Irvine Auto Center, and the #1 Honda store in the world in the Cerritos Auto Square. Plus, we're now open in Vista. Shop online at normreeds.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded. Hi, this is Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. I've spent my career designing and building beautiful homes. I'm here on KFI to help you transform your house into a more beautiful home. And while we're at it, build yourself a more beautiful life. Home with Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. Tomorrow morning at 6 on KFI.
More stimulating talk.
John and Ken Show, John Cobell, Ken Shampoo, KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
All right, coming up after 3 o'clock, we took a look at this story yesterday. It comes from Los Alamitos, and it concerns the school board down there for the school district. The school board president apparently it's not just the school board president, but members of the school board have become frustrated with parents showing up and sounding off about such things as mask mandates and vaccine mandates. And after one woman went on with her objections to those, the school board president said your time is up, and then thinking her mic was off, gave an FU to the parents.
There you go.
It was heard, though, by everybody in the crowd who apparently stunned silence. Well, anyway, there's a movement to do something about this by parents. We're going to talk to one coming up after the news.
How do you say her name? Marlis Davidson, the school board president?
I think it's Marilyn, no? I don't know.
M-A-R-L-Y-S.
Marilyn? Marilyn?
Marilyn? Let's see. Well, we'll get the spelling on that.
Yeah.
But not a nice person. Not how
They're
you treat
planning a
parents.
media event on Monday to object to all of this, so we'll get the rundown from this parent come up after 3 o'clock. We talked earlier this hour about the possibility of paying every illegal immigrant who got, quote, separated at the border under the Trump administration for like a 1-month period, $490,000 a person. Another big payout occurred this week. It's also a story that we covered back in June of 2019. This was the shooting at the Costco in Corona, which killed a 32-year-old man by the name of Kenneth French. He was there with his parents in the Costco, and something happened supposedly around the area of one of the free sample carts, and he got into a altercation with an off-duty LAPD officer by the name of Salvador Sanchez, who was in the Costco with his young son. And we're not really clear even now what caused this disagreement between the two, but supposedly Kenneth French went to attack Sanchez, who immediately responded by taking out his weapon and firing really recklessly and randomly. He not only shot and killed French, he shot the parents too. The father, Russell French, lost a kidney, his gallbladder, and part of his intestines. He was shot on the back right side. The wife was shot in the lower back. And this went to a jury. And the jury wanted the city of Los Angeles to pay because this is one of their officers who they trained, who they gave a weapon, who they put out there in the public. And the verdict came back. The city of L.A. is liable. And the federal jury awarded $17 million in damage. Remind you that French was a mentally disabled guy who his parents had to take care of almost all the time.
And all the bullets that hit the mom, the dad, and killed the son, all entered their backs. Every one of them was shot in the back or the rear end. The son was shot in the right lower back, the left lower back, the buttocks, and the left arm. The trajectory was back to front in all three bodies. And then there were 4 more bullets that didn't hit anybody. So this cop lost his mind.
He said I was knocked to the floor, and of course, according to his interview, he thought he'd been shot. Then he believed that French had a gun. And in less than 4 seconds, he just started opening fire.
He was hallucinating.
It says less than 4 seconds after French struck him, he opened fire.
If he couldn't handle a mentally disabled adult,
he couldn't distinguish between some attack with a gun and an attack.
That just doesn't make sense.
Was this guy really on edge because of all the anti-police furor out there? Although, how would they know he's an off-duty police officer? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what
he was also at least 20 feet from the French family when he opened fire, so they weren't really on top of him.
I mean, I never
it looked
saw
like French struck him and then kind of moved away, and then he just pulled out his gun.
I never saw a story that explained like who got mad at who and for what.
Yeah, this story says it was some sort of fight over a sausage sample. I don't know what. Well, again, the son's mentally disabled. He may have felt, I don't know, that maybe Sanchez cut in line. I don't know. But
yeah, maybe.
That could be what set him off. So by the way, Sanchez was fired. He's awaiting trial on manslaughter and assault charges. The California Attorney General stepped in because, again, this was a police officer and this is what they want to do now. Look for every case around the state where they can file charges against cops. That's the kind of guys we have now, attorney generals for the states and the county.
This one deserves it.
This was bad.
We're paying for it.
He could have killed a lot of people at the crowded Costco. He just got shooting.
Something wrong with it. That was a bizarre reaction.
So now you're on the hook, John, for $17 million. They're going to appeal this. Mike Shearer, the city attorney, is mulling that action.
That's an overreaction. Let this guy check.
When we come back, we'll be talking to a parent in the Los Alamitos School District. Big story this week is that a parent who was complaining at a school board meeting about things like vaccine mandates and mask mandates was told her time was up, and when the school board president apparently thought the mic was off, the other deaf mute. They want her to resign, and they've got more action planned. We'll talk about it next.
John and Ken Show, Devin Marquez News, KFI Am 640.
I could tell you stories about the radio station after hours. I've been cleaning it for 30 years. There's a ghost in the ladies' room. Makes poop noises, but no one's there. Screams all the time. Like my first marriage. But she was a piece of work.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
Safety situation. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. LA County Sheriff Villanueva says the county's vaccine mandate is having an impact on public safety.
The sheriff declared an imminent threat to public safety because the mandate has led to unscheduled retirements, workers' comp claims, employees quitting, and a reduction in qualified applicants. Villanueva sent a letter to the board explaining he's close to losing 20 to 30% of his workforce, which he says will impact homicide investigations, the possible closure of cases, and restoral response times. Villanueva says as violent crime continues to rise, his staffing numbers continue to fall as puts people in danger. Chief Director, KFI News.
The Los Angeles Harbor Commission has voted unanimously on a plan to move containers out of the port. Shippers will start getting charged to see if their container sits too long at the Port of LA. Executive Director Gene Soroka says that 40% of import containers are waiting more than 9 days to be picked up by a truck.
We anticipate that the program will help improve the fluidity. I tell you this, we got people to the table that previously were not in conversations with us. Folks are concerned. They're nervous. Now they're trying to find solutions.
Starting Monday, shippers will be charged $100 a day for each container that sits more than 9 days. The dwell fee increases $100 each day and could cost shipping companies millions per day. Lawyers say Orange has no plan at all for the homeless people affected by the eviction of a decades-old soup kitchen.
Orange claims crime issues as a reason for the eviction. Mary's Kitchen sued, claiming it couldn't get out as quickly as Orange would like.
Mary's Kitchen serves over 300 people.
Lawyer for Mary's Kitchen, Brooke Weitzman, says the city's plan will just push those people into other cities.
I don't know how the city of Orange thinks that two shelters that collectively have 200 beds, so could it take 300 if they were empty? are somehow going to magically serve all the residents of Orange.
The city says in court records the plan would be to offer food and services once the kitchen is closed. A judge may have to decide. In Orange County, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
The FDA has authorized smaller doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids 5 to 11. The doses are given 3 weeks apart and are one-third the amount given to teens and adults. The FDA's Dr. Janet Woodcock says the vaccine was found to be more than 90% effective at preventing COVID in the younger age group.
The vaccine is being studied in a trial involving about 4,600 children aged 5 to 11, of which 3,100 participants received the vaccine. Importantly, no serious side effects were detected in this trial.
He says it's anticipated younger kids will be able to start getting vaccinated next week once the CDC meets to discuss it. A study of some parents in their local rural communities the COVID-19 vaccine after some time last week. This manual with the Medical Family Foundation for Students attitudes was different with older kids. The parents have frequently that their teens vaccinated and vaccinated, but they learn more as they change their teens get vaccinated. So we would expect this to take into account older kids as well. The Medical Family Foundation surveyed for 36% of people said they would give their child the vaccine later. Less than a third said they would definitely not give the vaccine to their younger child. Republicans and healthcare systems are getting a lot of feedback from people angry over possible $450,000 payments to illegal immigrant families separated at the border. The ACLU says the families were traumatized when parents were detained and thousands of kids were taken as slaves. Congressman Henry Thoreau says the half of the families was wrong, but the possible payout is too high. Appropriately placed in Corona on a fine Friday, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, Superwoman, Superlawyer.
Problem just clearing up there at McKinley, and that's a little roadwork there. Just wrapped up a little bit back, so it's still suffering back towards Van Buren. And look at the 91 eastbound. Boy, we're going into the Halloween weekend, and it's already scary here. The 91 eastbound jamming up just past Imperial Highway. Ride the brakes most of the way into Riverside from there. That's just that one good pocket around Green River is the 71. And boy, oh boy, I'm looking at the 60 eastbound. You have essentially slowing down from East LA interchange all the way into Moreno Valley, and there's just a couple of good pockets where you maybe get up to speed for just a couple of minutes. Injured in an accident? Visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
Here we're looking at the drive out of Calabasas, flowing in stretches leaving Las Virgenes all the way to the 170-134 split. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This hour of the John and Ken Show is brought to you by AIS, Auto Insurance Specialist. Visit AISinsurance.com today.
You've heard the phrase 1 in a million, right? What about 1 in 500? This is Leland Smith from Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, and it takes us about 500 candidates to find that one outstanding technician. When hiring, the first thing we do is make sure they're friendly. Then they have to pass a background